London's continuing growth and its role as an engine of the British economy demands cutting-edge transport infrastructure. Transport for London is here to make sure our transport system can meet both the current and future transport demands of our city. The Northern Line extension is a once-in-a-generation project that will add 2 new stations and 3 kilometres of twin track, serving the rapidly developing areas of Battersea and Nine Elms.
It's a fantastic project to work on. Not very often we build a major extension to an underground line. My team are all fired up and very excited to be working on it and very privileged to be working on it.
In 2016, we have completed some major milestones across our stations in Battersea, Nine Elms and shafts at Kennington Park and Kennington Green. These include crossover box excavations at Battersea, getting the site ready for the launch of the tunnel boring machines and tunnelling, piling and capping beam work at Nine Elms, and acoustic sheds in Kennington Park and Kennington Green. In 2017, works accelerated at Battersea with both tunnelling and station box preparations now well underway.
So since October we have been building the TBMs up on site, and then in February we lifted the machines down along with the gantries. So we're hoping to get to the Kennington shaft sites by September this year. If possible we'd try and do it earlier, but it's all dependent on what the ground conditions are like and if we come across any obstructions. This southbound machine, Helen, is currently 82 rings in on its tunnel drive towards the Kennington Park shaft. The machine's been working at its absolute limits to do a 265 metre radius curve, and only then can we straighten up and go under the Royal Mail land and towards Nine Elms Station. We're in the bowels of the machine. This is the business end of Helen, where we've got the cutter head in front of us, behind a bulkhead which is currently being worked on. It's in maintenance mode, and we've got the erector arm just here which builds the rings around us. The muck is taken out through the screw conveyor and ultimately it gets taken out onto the river, and then it'll go to Gosham's Farm where it's being used to reconstruct some farmland there.
We're currently at 330 barges that have taken muck away from Battersea. That's taken muck from the station box excavation, the tunnelling works, and from Nine Elms station excavation. We're reaching 350,000 cubic metres of spoil away by barge. To date, we've managed the reduction of 500 tonnes of CO2 by taking it away from river against taking it on the roads. The last time we were here, we were doing the diaphragm wall works. Those works have now been completed. They were finished in April of this year. We're digging down at the far west end of the station box, down to the ticket hall level.
After successful piling and building the diaphragm wall, the team at Nine Elms have started excavating the station box.
This year, so far at Nine Elms, we've completed various work packages which have allowed us to progress with the next phase of works. In February, we completed the capping beam works, which allow for the 30-tonne gantry crane to be fully mobilised to serve the entire length of the station box. The key activity on site currently is the bulk excavation of the station box, with 85% of basement level 1 excavated to date, which equates to approximately 21,000 metres cubed. Future upcoming activities at Nine Elms includes the passage of the tunnel boring machines through the station box, which are due to arrive in summer 2017. Following this activity, we can then commence with the excavation of the station box from basement 2 level to basement 4. At Nine Elms, our strong health and safety record has been rewarded through gaining a silver award at the Considerate Constructor Awards and by being the first Northern Line extension site to retain its beacon status.
The great thing at both these locations is when you go there now, you can actually see the new stations taking form. You go down to the basements, you can feel what the station's going to be like, and that's really exciting to see.
Erecting acoustic sheds enabled us to work around the clock to dig tunnels to what will be a step plate junction, a place where the extension will join the existing line at Kennington.
So at the moment we're standing in the southbound step plate junction. As you can see, we've got all the new cast iron SGI rings in place. We've now fully encircled the Northern Line, which is just here to my left, and we're in the smaller diameter step, the 6.5 metre diameter step of the step plate. These works are a really key milestone in the Northern Line extension. We've tunnelled all the way from our shaft at Kennington down to the step plate junction, and then we've fully encircled the Northern Line in 2 different diameters. So we managed to do all the SCL works with an excavator and a sprayer. However, when we got to the junctions, because we're right next to the operational railway, we have to be very, very careful. We then had to switch to hand tools. So the guys were using pneumatic mining tools, clay spades, shovels in some circumstances, just so that we could really get delicately exactly around this tunnel. So the entire section we're standing in at the moment, the 6.5 diameter, was made by hand, and then lifted the SGI rings in using winches and chain blocks. So really, really impressive work, very manual work, but absolutely amazing. So this is where the two tunnels will meet. There's trains currently going through the Kennington Loop at the moment. These trains will actually spur off into the Step Plate Junction and start their journey down towards Nine Elms Station and then Battersea Power Station. So this really, you could say, is the absolute heart of the NLE, because this is where it all happens. We've got 3 possessions coming up in September, October and November, where we actually take down these rings.
Once we've taken those down, the Northern Line will continue to run up until our 10-day possession that we've got at Christmas. So we take possession on the Friday night on the 23rd, and we will hand back to traffic on the 2nd of January. And during that period, we will take out the existing Northern Line track bed. We will then come in and concrete in our new form of track form, which is the Sonneville block. It's only been used once before on London Underground, and it's a block that sits inside a rubber boot, which means that there's less noise emitted out of the train when the service is running. We will then lay our new points and crossings at both the southbound and northbound junctions, ready for service to run back in on the 2nd of January.
And it's really impressive to see what complex work has been achieved down there and how wonderful it looks in preparation for going forward to breaking into the Kennington Loop itself.
Over the next year or two, the NLE enters a critical phase where it moves from being a civils project to a true railway project. This starts with the Kennington Step Plate Junction works, continues with the Kennington Cross Passage works, and also some of the works up here at the HSCC. Our main focus at the moment is at the Kennington Step Plate Junction area, where we're currently diverting live operational assets through the step plate junctions that have been constructed by Flow for the Northern Line extension. This is the first time that you'll see operational assets on the new infrastructure.
Here at Highgate Service Control Centre there are a number of systems that work with the operational railway, and as part of the Northern Line extension we will be extending a number of these systems, such as signalling, Connect Radio, tunnel telephone, but also other systems that are being provided by Flow, such as CCTV, communications and the brand new tunnel ventilation control system.
But the really big transition going forward will in turn to the stations. We'll be coming towards the end of our heavy civil engineering work we're currently undertaking, and we'll be actually moving into the fit-out phases of the new stations. This is a big step change for both us and our contractor. That's a major challenge that we're all up for, but we need to really focus on over the next few months.